Shine, my mothers and my brothers and my scruffers and my no-shave Novembers and my beard lovers. How are you today? On the way to the salon. Let's talk about sexual market value. I don't have the answers. I have more questions than answers. My questions are for you. Without being egotistical, I'm talking to the men with facial hair. Do you feel that your sexual market value goes up with your beard? And how, for instance, if you look at sexual market value, I'm just talking about your social attractiveness to the opposite sex, okay? Does your sexual market value, which is really a intersexual market value, does it go up or down when you have a beard and with the length of your beard? If you look at the stocks, you could say, well, stocks are up today, stocks are down. If you're an investor, you look at your stocks, you look at where your investments are. If you're a single guy, now I'm not talking to the married guys, I'm talking to the single guys. The single guys, like myself, what do you feel about your sexual market value? I had very, very specific observations that are not politically correct when I had the big beard. And as you know, I don't give a shite about political correctness. Doesn't matter to me. I don't on purpose try to offend people, but you know, there's people that are just perpetually offended at everything, that are offended all the time, because being offended is the new power, right? So we're not going there with that. We don't do that in this channel. It's not allowed. I don't talk that way. My concepts are not aligned with political correctness. That may be one of the reasons why you like me, that it might be, you might not like me and it just might be a spectacle. I'm not sure. But I have a wide spectrum of people that watch this channel. In my big beard experience, which was a bucket list thing, I never had a huge beard. I've had beards and facial hair. Now I'm doing No Shave November. Today's what, the 9th? I started on the 2nd. I started with a goatee, so I'm just going to see what happens for the month. And so far, I like the results. Yesterday, I put a little wax on and tried to do like a little mini handlebar thing. It didn't quite work, but you know, it's worth trying. Sexual market value of bearded men. Let's talk about that. I found, now, and I'm a public person. When I was working in the mall, I was very public. Never, I'm going to talk race here, so if race bothers you or ethnicity, you can just turn this video off now if you're going to get triggered by it. I find being in public, being in a mall, which is very random, think about it. Being in a mall is as random as like a bingo cage, you know, where they roll that big round cage and all the numbers roll around and you don't know what. When you work in a mall, it's the same thing. You just never know what's going to walk by. So I was thrust out into the public where I was cutting hair. It was just very random who would walk by, because my chair, that chill chair, was in the front of the store, for those of you that have sat in the chill chair. And you know, I hated the damn mall, hated it. White women, Caucasian women, the lighter the skin, the less compliments. The only white women in the 1 year that I was in that store, the only white women that complimented my beard, actually were assertive and came out and said, nice beard, or were women who came in with their boyfriends or husbands who sat in my chair. That was it. No random lighter skinned women were assertive and took the initiative and stepped in the store, because I was right in the front of the store, and said, "Nice beard." Not one, not a single one. And I started at the store when my beard was probably down to my second button, if you remember. And that was it was around the time of the National Beard and Mustache Championship. And I think I was even wearing this purple shirt, if you remember correctly. I think I had a vest and this purple shirt on, and the beard was about down to here. Now, Hispanic women. That was the next number up. 0 white women. I'm talking random strangers. A handful of Hispanic women, or women that had a Hispanic accent, which means they could be from South America, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Spain. A handful. Black women, or as the PC crowd likes to say, African American. And not every black person is African American. Let's just get real, okay? People are from all over the world. Unfortunately, the PC crowd sees only skin color, and everything is based on that. I base everything on your heart and your talent and how you treat me, how you treat people. I don't care. Skin color does not matter to me, and I don't think it should matter to anyone else. And if you're offended by that, then you know what I'm saying? Black women, darker skinned women, women generally characterized as African American in our PC culture, by the dozens, would literally take 1 or 2 steps inside the store. Love the beard, love the beard. The more assertive ones would come in and talk to me about it. I love the beard. Can I touch it? And when your beard is like this length, or even down to here, you know, first or second, but no one wants to touch it. When your beard's down to your belly, people want to touch it. It was interesting. The one gal that I dated, I went to a big event at a mansion, and the one girl that came up and talked to me, the one girl that came up and just could not get over the beard, was a black girl who I ended up dating and am good friends with right now. Very fond of her, she's fond of me, and meant nothing to her. The beard, she loved the beard, and still does. Middle Eastern women, or women generally known as Middle Eastern, love the beard. Love it. Although they are not as vocal and assertive as Black American women. And I think that's more of a cultural thing. They don't come right out and compliment a strange guy, a strange man. But being that I have a friendly face and friendly demeanor, and I don't have a standoffish body language, I'm very welcoming. If you've met me and you sat in my chair, you know I'm a friendly person, and I take the initiative. I'm a handshaker and a hugger, and you know, I generally like people. And everybody starts with an A, with a report card of an A, and then it's up to you to turn it into a B, a C, a D, or an F. But everybody in my book starts with an A until they prove me wrong. But I like to take the initiative, and I guess I'm Reagan-esque in my trust but verify kind of thing. I tend to trust but I verify. I don't walk around not being trusting. I'm getting ready to drive by Premier Barber Institute right now in Norristown on my way to the salon. I'm going to be teaching a workshop there, very soon. If anyone is in the Philadelphia area, tri-state Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and you're interested in going to a barber school, I will tell you this: don't go to a cosmetology school, don't go to a beauty academy, go to Premier Barber Institute. I can hook you up and introduce you to the owner, and they're approved for financial aid if you don't have the money up front. It's a very good school, and I know many students there. I know the guy that founded it and fully trust his teaching. And I'll tell you, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. There's a couple types of graduates that I love. I love graduates of Premier Barber Institute because they come out ready to cut right away. Whereas when people graduate from many beauty academies, they end up being like shampoo boy, shampoo girl for 6 months to a year before they get their own chair. Let me tell you the two types of graduates that I fully trust and are competent. And it's not bragging if you can do it, if you can back it up. Number one is Premier Barber Institute. Those men and women leave there knowing how to cut hair. Number two, Paul Mitchell Academy. It's my experience because I also teach at a Paul Mitchell Beauty Academy on occasion as a guest lecturer. Graduates of Paul Mitchell schools, we don't call them students, we call them future professionals, come out. As a matter of fact, they come out ready to cut. It would be an insult to a Paul Mitchell grad. It would be an insult to give them a job as a shampoo boy, shampoo girl. They are sharp as can be. I love their work. That's my experience. That's my experience. Some people would disagree, but my experience is that they're sharp people, and I would hire them, boom, in a minute. Premier Barber Institute, any Paul Mitchell Academy, or I should say most. The ones that I've had contact with. So where was I? We're going back to sexual market value and beards. Middle Eastern women culturally are publicly expressive to strange or random men. Black women are more expressive and assertive. Black women are. Black guys, very, very expressive and assertive. White guys, it's 50-50. Beardsmen will give me a thumbs up, come in. People know me from the channel, shake my hand, whatever, introduce themselves. That's kind of a neat thing. But my experience is this. The white women I know, and this is not a talk about race, this is a talk about sexual market value. Okay? The white women I know did not like my beard. Did not like it. They liked it when I shaved, or I didn't really shave it, I buzzed it off. That was the thing. You go down to like a 1-day growth with the detailers. That's pretty much, because I just hate shaving, period. But when I went to the goatee, the women came out of the damn woodwork. And it reminded me of when, in the day when there was more women than time. So many women, so little time. And I felt like sexual market value is not a constant across all platforms or ethnicities or situations. My sexual market value went down when I had a big beard. Now, when I have a closer beard, I'm less grandpa-ish, and this is also with when you have a white beard. Now, I'm speaking from a white beard experience. It's different. A lot of you like easily offended darker beard guys, and I know there's a lot of you guys watch this, and you're all the thumbs down crowd and the minoxidil crowd and all that stuff. You're not my market, but you still watch me, and that's fine. I like that. That's okay. I don't have to disagree. I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me. So I hope that out of 100 things that I say, that you might extract one piece of value for you, okay? Even if you're the type of person that doesn't like me or doesn't agree with me, if you get one piece of advice, that you can use, I'm happy for you. Okay, my army doesn't need to be people who are 100% on board with me. That's perfectly okay. And even if you don't like me, guess what? I like you. I give you an A until you give me a reason to not give you an A. So I fully approve of you until you give me a reason to not to. So my sexual market value went down. This is my experience. A guy closer to 60 than 50 with a white beard. My experience is, as a single man, my sexual market value went down. My grandpa value went up, if that makes any sense. I know one of my friends, Richard Cooper, one of the compliments that he gets from people is that you're the father that I never had. And I get this, you're the grandfather that I never had, so it's kind of interesting. If you're not following Richard Cooper, you might be interested in his channel. It's called Entrepreneurs in Cars. He's a friend of mine, and someone that I'm implementing some of the things that he has shared with me in my business life, and I think you're really going to like him. Check him out, Entrepreneurs in Cars. Sexual market value, it's like the stocks, it goes up and it goes down. I took off the beard, my stock went up with white women, went down with black women. You don't know always where you stand with Middle Eastern women. Same thing with Hispanic women. You don't really know where you stand. Now I'm talking in just huge, broad brush strokes, okay? None of this is science. This is just my observations. Just my observations. I work with a Asian woman, speaks Vietnamese. She's Chinese, but born and raised in Vietnam. She likes my beard. I work with a Persian woman from Iran. Loves my beard. When I showed her pictures of my big beard, she's like, wow, I love it. I'm like, heck, where the heck were you, like, a year ago? That's interesting. Some people see through the facial hair. I remember when I texted a picture to the gal that liked my big white beard that I spent some time with. When I buzzed the beard off to a goatee, I texted her a picture, and she said, "That's my George, still as handsome as ever." And it's kind of neat how she sees through the beard. She loved the big white beard, but she likes me. So I guess when you like a person, you see through the physical things. Now, we get on to questions for the single guy and your sexual market value. When I had a big, you got to remember, I started out with black hair. The gray hair, white bearded guy, but YouTube did not exist when my hair was black. When my hair was black and my beard was black, people used to call me all kinds of, they would call me, you look like a terrorist. I'm like, what the heck does that mean? And I'm talking, this is 25, 30 years ago when I didn't have any gray hair. It was all black. But I found that when it was darker, zero issues with women. The minute it goes to white or salt and pepper, it starts making you look old. And everybody knows I could give a crap about trying to look young. I just want to look good for my age, which I think is a great attitude for everybody out there. Look, if you're 25, be a good looking 25. If you're 50 or 60 or 40 or 43 or 45 or 55 or like whatever it's not so, your task is not to look younger. Your task is to look good for your age. So let's say you're 60. Be the best 60 that you can be. That's all. And you've succeeded. And I'm speaking to the men. Now I know there's a female component to this as well. Does your sexual market, for the women that are watching this, what is your opinion of sexual market value of a bearded man? Do you feel that I was right in my assessment, in my experience? Have you experienced the same thing? Do you think a man has a higher sexual market value who has a beard or scruff? I know there were studies done, but I don't always trust studies, because a lot of it depends on the news organization or the magazine that's doing the studies. I think the days of unbiased reporting are completely done with. Journalism is dead. So whenever you see polls and studies, most of them are bullshit. Let's get real about it. And they do tend to favor or lean towards the presuppositions of the reporters and the ideology of the news organization. That's just a reality in life. But for women, are you more attracted to scruff, shorter beards, longer beards? Or when you look at a big white beard, could you possibly view a man with a big white beard as having a higher sexual market value, or is it a high grandpa value? Not that the two are polar opposites, but I'm just saying that for demonstration purposes. Questions for you, which means I want you to reply down below. I don't have the answers, I just gave some observations. Please like this video, just bang the thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel, that's a good thing. You'll get great content that I upload on a regular basis, and especially if you're a YouTuber or want to be a content creator, I have a lot of great content on there. And then forward the channel and this video to people who you think would appreciate it. That would be a good thing as well. Thank you for watching. And let me know what you think. The power of this video is in the comments, not necessarily what comes out of my mouth. So many people, don't be afraid to comment on what other people say down below. If someone has a question, if you are part of the YTBC, the YouTube beard community, or whatever the hell community you're part of, I don't know, and I personally don't care. I'm just happy that you're spending some time with me. Feel free to answer questions that people have down below. Okay? I appreciate you spending time with me. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, everybody.